Pope Leo arrived at St. Peter's Square for his inauguration, greeted by tens of thousands of well-wishers. Among the crowd were dignitaries and leaders from around the world, including Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and the Duke of Edinburgh, who briefly spoke. On the sidelines of the inauguration, political leaders are exploring new partnerships to secure peace. Australia is being asked to draw closer to Europe as it grapples with a more dangerous and a less certain security environment.
On hand for history, Australia's Prime Minister shares a quiet moment with the newly inaugurated Pope Leo inside St. Peter's Basilica.
I spoke to him about my mother would be, is I'm sure, looking down from heaven with the biggest smile she's ever had.
On the sidelines of St. Peter's Square, Anthony Albanese mingles with Prince Edward, brother of King Charles.
In addition to that, it was an opportunity to introduce myself to a range of world leaders who I hadn't met before.
But not the US Vice President.
He arrived quite late.
JD Vance instead sharing a moment with Ukraine's wartime leader, a far cry from their Oval Office clash in February.
Get our good side.
In an audience of his own, Anthony Albanese raising the case of Australian Oscar Jenkins, jailed as a Russian prisoner of war. There's hope his freedom could be secured as part of a prisoner swap.
We continue to seek his freedom and his return to Australia, and we thank you for the assistance in that.
Europe too looking for assistance in attaining peace. Having signed deals with South Korea and Japan, European leaders are proposing greater cooperation with Australia in areas of defence and security.
We do not only see you as a trading partner, but we see you as a strategic partner. We would be very pleased if we could develop such a security and defence partnership too.
There was no detail further, just it was really an assertion of Europe's values being consistent with Australia's values.
And with that, a new day has dawned for the Catholic Church. This occasion beaming messages of hope, renewal and unity into every corner of the world. The faith on display here is a reminder of what can endure, even in times of uncertainty and change.
Brothers and sisters, this is the hour for love. We can ask ourselves today, if this criterion were to prevail in the world, would not every conflict cease and then peace could potentially return?
Cameron Redden, Sky News, the Vatican.